Hello everybody and welcome to my Wolfenstein the Old Blood Collectibles Guide for Chapter 4, Escape. In this guide I'll be showing you where to get all the gold bars, the one ladder, where the nightmare level is, or the one ladder, not one level, where the nightmare level is, and all of the silver pieces within the nightmare level. So the first collectible here on the map, it's right at the beginning of the level. There's a bunch of guys, including one heavy super soldier, I think they're called, walking around. So I would recommend taking care of them first. There's two commanders here to take out. But right here, depending on which direction you come from, you might come from this way. But on this bench here on the left, there's an open suitcase with your gold bars inside of it. Your next gold bar, as you can see on the same map, your first objective is to pull this lever here. But before you do that, when you drop in through the ceiling, turn around, or I guess, well, depending on how you come in, you might not need to turn around. But either way, on this desk in the corner is your gold. For your next gold bar, your first stop on the cable car that you take a ride down, clear out the area, and before you activate the objective in the control room, head back outside and all the way around to find your gold bar sitting at, well, more or less the dead end. For your next piece of gold, after you've disembarked the cable car and you're at this point at the map, it's right after that, you'll have two enemies walk down this slope on your left as you go forward. These two guys here, once you've dealt with them, or at least the one that you have to deal with, you head up here and there's this little alcove with the gold in it. And I don't know if there's a way to get in there, but if you finagle it, you can pick it up from outside. For your next piece of gold, once you've taken an elevator ride up and you're at this point in the map, it'll be this elevator here. When you first drop off of it, go to your left and you'll find a climbable wall, which leads up to a little secret area. There's not a whole lot in it, but there is one of your gold bars. For your next gold bar, after you went a little ways away from where you were and jumped across this gap here, you'll enter this room that has a bunch of armor and ammo and that. It's very suspicious. But around one of the pillars will be your gold bars. After another elevator, you'll make it to this point here on the map. You'll recognize it as, well, one of the very first areas you walk through in the game. If you take a right out of the elevator, this safe is open and shows your gold bars. For your next and final piece of gold in this chapter, once you make it to the tavern in this point in the map, meet Annette here. Before you go through the door with her, head up the stairs to your left and all the way around is your gold. Now, for the nightmare level, from where that gold was, head back the way you came, and just at the top of the stairs will be the bed to sleep in for the nightmare level. Now, for those of you who wish to get all of the silver in the nightmare level, keep watching. If you don't care about the silver and unlocking that one little character concept art thing that has no achievement tied to it, go to the timestamp that should be on the screen right now, and it will take you to the last collectible in the chapter. For your first 5 pieces of silver, make it to this point here on the map. When you come through the door, there'll be a lone guard. Go through the door that he was guarding, and there will be 2 more, along with all 5 pieces of silver in the corner. For a lone piece of silver, make it to this point here on the map. There will be 1 guard here and another one around the corner, but you shouldn't have to deal with him right away. Go into this room, and you'll see this really weird layout for some reason, but the gold is immediately on your left as you enter, or silver, sorry. For your next 8 pieces of silver, same point on the map, same starting point. This time, go to the other corner. You will have to deal with the guy down the hallway this time, but go up to the painting and press on it, and you will enter your room, and you will have all 8 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of silver. For another 2 pieces of silver, make it to this point on the map. Just a little ways further ahead, there will be a lieutenant guy, one of the blue guys anyway. And down across the room will be 2 pieces of silver and the key you need to leave the nightmare. For your next 2 pieces of silver, once you made it to this point in the map, head through the door and you will reach what I'm assuming is some kind of sleeping quarters for them. And on the floor will be 2 pieces of silver. I realize the way it's laid out makes it seem like there should be a third one there, but for some reason they didn't go for it. For your next 13 pieces of silver, once you made it to this point at the map, it is where you use the key to get through the locked door. There will be an ambush waiting for you here. The exit's right there. But before you do that, all around the outside edge on your left will be a bunch of silver. Don't forget that one. Should total 13 when you pick them all up. All right, and for your final 42, I think, pieces of silver, still at the exit door, there it is right there. Go over here and you can push back this section of the wall, which leads to a whole nother area, complex area, as you can tell by the amount of map that has been cleared. So there's this hallway here. There's a bunch of bad guys down here. So run down and go through. Any of these doors lead to the same area, and there's a crap ton of bad guys in this area as well, including a bunch of little doors that are locked. So if you go to your left, if you went through the first door, immediately on your left is one of these rooms that has 14 pieces of silver in it. And the final ones are all in groups of 14. There are 3 of these rooms. So the first one, the furthest one east, I guess. Not that it's very easy to tell which is the furthest east on the map when this part of the map isn't drawn. But either way, the furthest one east has 14 in it. The next one also has 14 in it. Oh man, there we go. Make sure we get it all. Now, they do try and trick you with this, where the next one, in fact, just has a bunch of dogs in it. But then the final one, all the way as far west as you can go, has your final 14 pieces of silver in it. This is probably like the biggest secret room there is. There's also 3 more of these rooms. They all say that they all have like the locked doors, but there is no other key to get. You just unlock it with the key you have. But that should be all of the silver in your levels. As a side note, for anybody who cares, there are 4 more rooms along the back side of this area. And if you start from the east again, the first one has a bunch of food. The second one has dogs, and I think a little bit of food in it. The third one has ammo, and the fourth one has more dogs. And with all 73 silver items collected, you will unlock the Nightmare Grey Guard character. Concept art or whatever, I don't know. Okay, for the final collectible in this chapter, and the only letter in it, once you made it to this point in the map, it's after your boss fight. You'll be here, and just on the table on your right, in between a bunch of other lore stuff, if you care to read it, will be a letter from Sophie. Anyway, and that is all of the collectibles in Chapter 4, Escape of Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped.